test. Now I got test, but is it working? Who the hell knows? That could have just gone out.
To 14, the Raytown South Cardinals lead the Kearney Bulldogs at halftime. Hopefully we will get things rocking for everybody. We've had some technical issues in the first half of this one. We had some technical issues. We had a live audio stream going in the first half as the video was having trouble getting on. Now we've got video rolling, we do believe, so hopefully everybody can find their way to YouTube and see if it is going as we try a couple of minutes before we get to second half action. So hopefully we can get things rolling here for you on the second half, and you can see video and have the audio as well. So story of the first half was really a low scoring first half. Raytown South led 15-6 at the end of one, and now lead 22-14 in the second quarter. They were outscored 8-7 in that second quarter, but talking about that, very low scoring second quarter in this one, as both teams only score under 10 points, one with 8, the other with 7. Kearney outscored them 8-7, and our score is 22-14 at the half. So we got about 3 minutes before we get to second half action. So hopefully we'll have everything situated for you in the second half, as I believe we've got it rolling now on video on YouTube. So you would think in the middle of Kansas City with 3 different cell phone providers that we would have great internet service, and being in an arena we would have some great internet service in here as well. But we have had struggles with it in the first half of this one. We have Sprint, Verizon, as well as the Wi-Fi here at the arena itself, and none of the 3 are able to do much speed. So 2:16 to go before we go to second half action. And Raytown South leads the Kearney Bulldogs in this one. So hopefully everything is getting ready online, and both teams out on the free throw lines, or in their lines, getting ready to go for the second half. You know, we talked about these 2 teams before. They played in the quarterfinals last year in the same building, a game that a lot of people thought Kearney would win, as Raytown South came into the game with a worse record than Kearney, and it's kind of flip-flopped this year, where Kearney is only 16-12, Raytown South at 23-5. You know, think the pressure maybe was on Raytown South this year. Raytown South, only school in Class 4 in the state of Missouri to have won district titles in the last 4 seasons, and one of 4 teams to make it to the quarterfinals in the last 3 years as well. They're looking for their first trip to the Final Four since 2002-2003, when legendary coach Bud Lathrop was the head coach at Raytown South. And another unique stat, I got to talk to Coach Ime a little bit last night on the phone, and one of the greatest stats that you could have for high school is Raytown South has been a school since 1962, and in 58 years, they've only had 3 head coaches in men's basketball, boys basketball, and I think that is a tremendous tremendous statement to how successful and how good Raytown South basketball has been as we get ready for the second half. Raytown South has it going left to right. Kick it out for McKinney into the corner for Campbell. Campbell inside to Witt, back out to Campbell. He'll fire a three from the wing. No, missed that one badly. Rebound for Rebound for Kearney. They're going to bring it back the other way. Hewitt with it out front for the Bulldogs. Gets it over on the wing. Back top of the key for Carpenter. He goes back door for Zeal, and he knocks it down for two. Makes it a 22-16 game.
His second personal foul. Team foul number 1. Basket was good for Gavin Frizzell.
So Frizzell knocks it down, and he'll go for an and-one opportunity and try to make this a 22-17 5-point game. Ray South is led by as many as 10 in this one. Rebound to Ray South as the bucket no good on the free throw. Bring it back the other way. Madge has got it. Skips it over to McKinney into the corner. Campbell. Campbell back to McKinney. Over to Madge. Madge has got it. He's going to drive underneath, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Madge. And it goes back to Kearney. So Kearney now a chance to make this a 4 or 3 point game, depending on what kind of look they can get here. So Hanson set to pass it in for Hewitt. Hanson to Hewitt. Right to left goes Kearney in the second half. Left to right is Raytown South. Get it over on the wing. Hoffman with it to Carpenter. Back to Hoffman. Hoffman thought about a three. Going to step in, and a hand check foul called on Raytown South. And they've quickly picked up 3 fouls to start the second half in just 55 seconds gone by in this third quarter. So 7:05 to go here in the third. 22-16 Raytown South with a 6-point advantage. Zell set to pass it in for Kearney under their own bucket as the official on the near side was discussing it with the scorer's table. So Frizzell trying to get in, gets it into Hoffman in the corner, hands off for Frizzell. No, going to drive baseline himself, gets everybody off his feet, and it goes out of bounds off of Clark and stays with Kearney with 6:58 to go here in the third. So 22-16 our score. Raytown South leads over Kearney. Raytown South has led all the game. They were both briefly tied at 2 apiece early on in this one. 22-16 our score. Little drive blocked away by Clark, but Carpenter picks it up. Makes it 22-18. So back to a 4-point game with 6:45 to go here in the third quarter. Way outside with it is Raytown South, spinning around McKinney. Back into the corner for Madge. He's going to drive baseline and up and under. No. Rebound by Frizzell. And he goes back the other way. Frizzell ahead. Now hands back for Carpenter. Carpenter to Hoffman. And the ball on the floor. A scrum for it. And a jump ball going to be called. As Carpenter. I'm not sure what was going on there, but Carpenter trying to muscle his way over the top right there.
Stay with the Bulldogs on the alternating possession.
I thought Kearney got the ball to start the second half, but they're going to get the ball here. Could have been wrong on that one. So Frizzell set to pass it in here. Gets it in the corner for Hoffman. Hoffman left corner. Back out front for Frizzell. Frizzell with it out front. 22-18 our score. 6:10 to go here in the third quarter. Over to Hoffman. Hoffman has it left side wing. Skips it over to the right side wing. Dribble drive. Knocked away by Raytown South and picked up back the other way. Des McKinney drops off. Glass and good for Witt. Make it 24-18. Back to a 6-point contest. So Witt got the bucket, back to a 6-point game as Hanson has it, tries to go back door off the back of Des McKinney and out of bounds. And with 5:41 to go here, third quarter, 24-18 the score.
Replacing Decker Hanson.
So Watkins checks in for Hanson. Watkins set to pass it in here, gets it in the corner on the right side to the right wing for Carpenter. Carpenter now hands off for Hewitt. Hewitt going to bring it back between the circles, set up his offense here. Going to try to drive in the lane, does on Clark, but no good. Rebound by Witt. Then Witt called for a travel. And then the official, he tossed the ball to the official. The official did not like it. And Coach, I am going to call a timeout here. And I think Coach Heim just wants to settle his guys down a little bit here. It's gotten a little chippy at times on the Coach Heim to just settle his guys down, say, hey guys, we're still up by 6 here. We need to start working on our offense and keep our composure here, and nothing will be hurt. So 5:27 to go here in the third. 24-18 is the score. So with 5:27 to go here in the third, Raytown South leads by 6 over Kearney. So Hewitt set to pass it in for Kearney underneath their own bucket. Kearney in their home whites, Raytown South in their away black uniforms. And Hewitt looking to get it in, still looking to get it in. He's going to have to hurry, gets it in backdoor, kick it in the corner. Carpenter, he's going to drive up, blocked away by Clark, kick back out front, spin it around, 3 ball by Watkins, no good, but he gets his own rebound. And now skips it over for Frizzell into the corner for Carpenter. Carpenter going to drive baseline, now picked off by Ray South. They're going to push it. McKinney with it. He's got it. Goes behind the back, goes over on his wing. Back between the circles they go. Back to McKinney. McKinney's got it on the left side wing. Inside Clark to Witt. No good. Put back is good. And he'll go to the free throw line for an and one. Witt's been working hard on the inside. He knocks that one down and has an and one opportunity. Back to an 8-point Raytown South lead. So Savon Witt at the line. The and one opportunity, no. Rebound by Carpenter of Kearney, and he gets it off for Hewitt, and Hewitt going to bring it up for the Bulldogs. 4:50 to go here in the third. 8-point Ray South lead. They get it over for Carpenter. Carpenter dribbles in, now kicks back out front for Watkins. A good dribble drive by Watkins. Kicking in the corner. Hoffman wide open 3. No, misses. Watkins, shortest guy on the floor, but cannot connect. And it goes back to Ray South up by 8. McKinney spins it over on the wing for Can. Back to McKinney. McKinney to Can. Can has been on for 3. That one just misses. Madge with the offensive rebound and put back. Makes it 28-18. So Madge with the bucket makes it 28-18 is our score as Raytown South leads it over the Kearney Bulldogs in this one. Winner goes to the state semifinals next Friday night at 7:45, where they will play Jennings. You know, we've been talking about some stats here and there, and one of the unique stats that I like, Raytown South has 5 losses this year. 2 of those to Hogan Prep. Hogan Prep is playing in the Class 3 state title game. They lost to Liberty. Liberty is playing in the Class 5 semifinals as they won earlier today here from Silverstein's iCenters Arena. They lost to Upper Arlington of Columbus, Ohio in the Jefferson City tournament, and that team was 22-1 going into today and playing in their district championship game. And they split with Grandview, and Grandview is in the state semifinals as well in Class 4. So a 23-5 record, and those 5 losses coming to 5 very outstanding teams. 4:11 to go here, third quarter, 28-18 our score. Hoffman with it out front, kicks it in the corner for Zell. 3 ball, good. Knocks it to the bottom of the net, makes it 28-21. And Frizzell keeping his team around here in this one. Knocks that one down. Kick it in the corner for McKinney. 3-ball on the wing. Answer right back by Madge. And it makes it 31-21. And Madge having a quality game for Raytown South as well, as he has 11 unofficially on the night. 31-21, a 10-point Raytown South lead. McKinney with it out, guarding the ball. They go inside to Hoffman. Hoffman guarded by Clark. Going to back his way down on Clark. Glass and good. Makes it 31-23. And Madge going to push it back the other way. Kicks it in the corner for McKinney. McKinney left corner to the left wing. Madge back to McKinney. McKinney will fire a long three. No. Rebound inside. Goes to Clark. Kicks it out for Can for two. A long two. No good. Rebound inside. And that was teammates there as Witt and McKinney fought for that one and went out of bounds. And it'll go back the other way. Desmond McKinney, just a sophomore for Raytown South. Kick it over on the wing. Underneath they go. Frazell cannot knock it down, and it remains 8 points, and Raytown South with the rebound, and they're going to push it the other way. Madge feeling it, knocks it down, makes it 33-23. Madge now with 13 in the ball game. 2:30 to go here in the third. 33-23. Raytown South with the advantage. Have it on the wing. Watkins. Watkins goes around McKinney. Little floater. Finger roll. No. And Madge is going to have it. .221 to go here. Third quarter. 33-23 the score. Madge came around the backside there, and Madge is talking to the official and asking him. He's trying to say that he went out of bounds and was the first one to touch it inbounds. You know, that call could go either way. They go inside. Hewitt's trying to pass it in for Kearney, and he gets it in, picked off by McKinney, and McKinney going to take it coast to coast for two. 35-23 after that one, and Raytown South has its largest lead of the night at 35-23 with 2:05 to go here in the third quarter of this one. Frizzell has it out front, has it on the wing, and he's going to fire from a long three, and he knocks it down. 35-26, and again, Frizzell just keeping his team hanging around in this one, a 9-point game with 1:50 to go. Top of the key is Madge. He's going to back it up, gives it McKinney, inside to Witt. Witt going to back his way down. Glass, no good, a little bit too strong. McCreary back out front. Madge wide open three, look good. Jamar Madge having a ball game. Makes it 38-26. Your score after the three, a 12-point Ray South lead in this one. So 38-26 our score. Waiting for him to put that three up on the scoreboard. That was just good ball movement and finding your open guy. Madge was wide open on the outside. I've got him down for 16 in the ball game, and I could have missed a couple. We were having some technical issues in the first half, and I may have missed one or two there, but he is having a wonderful game. You know, we talked about talking with Coach Eim last night. One of the things he told me about Madge, a senior, a 3.85 grade point average. He says, you know, everybody has their ways to like kind of unwind before the game, and he says he goes into the locker room and there's Madge over in the corner. Everybody's listening to their headphones. He's reading an entrepreneurial guide, a how-to's entrepreneurial guide to see. You know, just learning things. Just one of those guys had a book in his hand instead of listening to some music. Just the type of guy he is. Coach Eim said he leans on him a lot for his leadership ability and his smarts out on the floor. 1:25 to go here, third quarter, 38-26 to score, 12-point Ray South lead in this one. Winner goes to the Final Four next Saturday. 3-ball by Frizzell, no good. Rebound on the backside. And I'll tell you what, Coach Eim, in every right to be a little bit agitated right now, as Coach Eim, they call the travel on his side, but then they didn't call the travel out front for Kearney when he drug his pivot foot. Ball is blocked away, picked up by Witt, saves it to Madge, and Madge now has the numbers, and he's going to push it up, and a little Euro step putback is Madge, knocks it down and makes it 40-26. It's back. It's out to a 14-point lead, largest of the night for Raytown South. Carpenter with it out front for Kearney. Kicks it over in the corner. Hewitt back to Carpenter. He's going to try to spin his way in the paint, up and under, good. 40-28. Back to a 12-point game, and Madge has it the other way. He's been feeling it, and he's going to take it a little step, no. Rebound on the backside, out of bounds off of Carpenter as McCrary tried to chase down the offensive rebound, but Carpenter loses it out of bounds, and it'll be Raytown South ball, 40-28. Ray South up by 12 with 22.5 to go in the third. Little lob inside to McCrary, puts it up and in for two, make it 42-28. These two are conference rivals in the Suburban Blue Conference along with Grandview. So 3 of the top 8 teams in Class 4 in the state of Missouri coming from the Kansas City area Suburban Blue Conference. That tells you how strong Raytown South and Kearney's regular season resumes are, as 3 out of the 8 teams coming from the Suburban Blue Conference. So glad to see that there's 3. There's already one has punched a ticket as Grandview is in the Final Four. Long 3 by Frizzell is good. Makes it 42-31 as he is keeping his team around. Bucket the other way, no good. We go to the end of 3, and 9-point game, 42-31. We'll be right back.
42.
All right, we start the fourth quarter. Raytown South going to have the ball up 42-31 after 3 quarters. They've led by as many as 14 in the ball game, and they have 8 minutes to try to get to the Final Four. Kearney trying to get back-to-back trips to the Final Four as they won 3rd place last year. Witt has it way outside on the left side wing. He's going to drive now, kick off on the wing. McKinney, little finger roll, no. Tip is good by Witt. Make it 44-31, a 13-point game. Well, they're going to say that was McCrary on the tip in. It's a 13-point lead. 3 ball in the corner. Frizzell, no. Rebound tipped out of bounds. And that was off of Dion McKinney. So with 7:25 to go here, fourth quarter, it's a 13-point contest. 44-31 is our score in this one. Raytown South trying to get to the Final Four for the first time since 2002-2003. Kearney trying to get back to the Final Four after placing 3rd there last year. Little drive by Frizzell, no good. Rebound on the backside by McCrary, and McCrary gets it off for Madge, and Madge going to push it back the other way. Madge has had a great game tonight with 20-plus into this one. He looks inside to Witt. Witt pulls that pivot foot up. No, they're going to call a foul, and it'll be Ray South ball. So I thought Witt may have pulled that pivot foot up off the floor, and instead they call a foul on Kearney. Just 5 total fouls between the two teams here in the second half of this one. They're going to throw it back out front for Jones McCrary. He has it back off for Madge. Madge has it outside. Coach Imer rolling out directions to him. They hand it off on the wing. Now back out front. It'll be Deion McKinney. They get it inside for McCrary. Deion McKinney jumper baseline no good. Rebound by Frizzell. And Frizzell going to push it the other way for the Bulldogs. Gets it off for Carpenter, who will fire a long three. No, misses everything on that one. And it's going to go back the other way for Ray South. 6:29 to go. They go inside. Witt. Glass no good. Put back is good. And 46-31. 15-point advantage, the largest of the night for the Cardinals of Raytown South. Does Kearney have one final run in them? They get it to Hewitt. Hewitt into the corner. Carpenter three ball. No. Rebound inside, tipped around, picked up by Jones McCrary. Hands off for Madge of Ray South. They're going to go back the other way with 6 minutes to go in this one. Madge drops it off. Witt, glass no good. Rebound. And a jump ball going to go back the other way. With 5:53 to go, 46-31, 15-point contest in this one. So the Suburban Blue is guaranteed 2 of the Final Four spots in the MSHSAA Final Four, which is odd with it being two Kansas City area schools. Frizzell three ball, a little bit long, rebound on the backside by Deion McKinney. He gets it off for Madge, and Madge going to bring it across the timeline for Raytown South. So there's a possibility that 2 Suburban Blue schools could play each other for a state championship next weekend. A jump ball called, and this one will stay with the Cardinals as we had back-to-back jump balls here. And Madge set to pass it in for Raytown South. 5:25 to go. Out front they go for Witt, and Witt going to hand back to Madge. Madge has it on the wing, right side. Starts his dribble, going to go in the paint, kickoff, three ball. Deion McKinney, good! And it's 49-31. It's an 18-point Raytown South lead with 5 minutes to go in this one. And I'll tell you what, Raytown South, one of those things, they just kind of wear you down. They'll run 10 guys at you all night long, and they're all long and athletic, and they can wear you down. And you're seeing that so far in this one. The three no good, and the rebound by Madge as it was tipped around, and Raytown South brings it up the other way. Backdoor lob, no good. And a pickup by McCrary, and Jones McCrary puts it in for 2, and it's 51-31. And it's a 20-point Raytown South lead. Still a lot of time left in this one, but Raytown South feeling it right now as they're up by 20 and just 4:38 to go in this one. And, you know, we talk about it, a chance that there could be 2 teams. Obviously, there will be 2 teams from the Suburban Blue Conference in the Final Four. But in a quirk of scheduling with MSHSAA, what could happen here is if Raytown South makes it, Grandview is already there. If they both won their semifinal games, whoever wins this game and Grandview, they would play for a state championship. If it was Kearney and Grandview, they're obviously in the same conference. They're a little bit farther apart. Harrisonville and Kearney played for a state championship in football in Springfield a couple of years ago, so there's not a precedent for it. But what's crazy is if Raytown South and Grandview were to meet, it would be the 3rd time they played this year. They split the season series, and they're about 9 miles apart by school. Their schools are about 9 miles apart, so that would be crazy in itself. So 4.5 to go in this one, 51-31 the score, 20-point Raytown South advantage in this one. Frizzell has it, goes inside, little floater in the paint, no good by Kearney, as that was Hanson who couldn't knock it down, and Witt gets it across the timeline. Deion McKinney back out front. It'll be Madge, and Madge is content on running some clock here as he's guarded by Hewitt. And get it out for Witt. And Witt's got it. He's going to drive the paint, loses the handle on it, and it goes off of Kearney and out of bounds. So with 3:57 to go here in this contest, Raytown South leads it by 20, looking for their first trip to the Final Four in 15 years. They get it inside to Witt, puts it up and puts it in. And Witt goes down hard. No call, 53-31. May have rolled his ankle there, but it's up to a 22-point game. And with it a 22-point game, Coach Ime is going to put in Tyron Clark for Witt.
His first personal foul, team foul number 4.
And McKinney, I think, just wanted to get Witt off the floor. Got a reach-in foul there. Watkins has it out front to Frizzell. Frizzell hands off on the wing. Back underneath they go for Frizzell. He can't knock it down, but he'll go to the line, which is where they'd want to be if they're not making points. And that'll be Frizzell at the line. And Frizzell has kept them in the game. I got him down with 4 threes in this one and a couple of 2-pointers as well. I've got him right now with 16, make it 17 after the free throw. 53-32 the score. Hoffman checks in for the Bulldogs. Hanson is who he checked in for there. Second free throw coming up is good. Monk's into the game as well for Kearney. They're going to show a little 3-4 court pressure here. And McCrary going to bring it across the timeline, passes it wildly, and Hoffman takes out Madge. And this is one of those situations, only the third team foul. You wonder if Kearney going to try to get them into the 1-on-1 situation. So 53-33 our score, 3:26 to go in this one. Kearney and Ray South. Ray South up by 20, have led by as many as 22 in this one. They go inside and overthrows everybody, and it'll be a turnover back to the Bulldogs of Kearney. So it'll be right here on the near side as Watkins going to throw it in. Watkins gives it to Hewitt. Hewitt going to bring it across the timeline. Hewitt has it up front, gets it off for Hoffman. Hoffman has it on the left side wing. Skips it over to the right side wing for Monks. Monks drives in all the way underneath he goes. Now loses it as it is blocked out of bounds by Jones McCrary with 3:12 to go here in the fourth. So 53-33 our score, 20-point contest in this one. Get it off on the wing into the corner. Up front they go. Ball thrown in the backcourt, picked up by Frizzell. And Frizzell going to go over to Watkins. He'll fire a long three. Good. Watkins makes it 53-35. And with just under 3 minutes to go, we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. All right, welcome back. 2:57 to go here in this one. Raytown South leads it by 17. 53-36 is our score. And full court pressure going to be shown from Kearney here. They try to get the ball in. They get it in to Clark. Clark back to Madge, and Madge gets it ahead for Clark. Over to the timeline, they get it. And now slowing it up is Raytown South. Back out front they go for Des McKinney. He's got it way outside, right side. Skip it over to the left side for Madge. Four-corner offense going for Raytown South. Inside they go. Underneath they go, and a steal by Kearney. And back the other way it goes. Frizzell has it. He's going to fire another three. Good. 53-39. Kearney not going away. It's a 14-point game with 2:23 to go. I've seen crazier things. McKinney goes to Clark. Clark back for Madge, and Madge has got it. He's going to take it right to the hoop for two. 55-39, makes it 16 again. And Hewitt takes it back for Kearney across the timeline. 2 minutes to go here in this one. And Frizzell, another three is good, as he is just racking up three-pointers into this one. Makes it 55-42, a 13-point game with 1:47 to go. Kearney going to have to start thinking about fouling here as they kick it out for McKinney. McKinney back to Clark out front, spin it around in the corner again, going to that four-corner offense, and a foul in the corner. That foul on Carter was fouled on the far side. Just the fourth team foul for Kearney. It's a 13-point game.
Team foul number 4 on the Bulldogs.
They try to go inside with it, and Jones McCrary chases it down and then is fouled. The fifth team foul, 1:34 to go here in the fourth. 55-42 the score. We're up in a suite here at the Independence Event Center, Silverstein Center's Arena, I should say. And they get it out front for McCrary, kick it in the corner for Carter. Carter back out front, a little bit of a lazy pass, but McKinney has it and he is fouled. That is the sixth team foul with 1:26. So Ray South able to run a little bit more clock. And now, from now on, Ray South will be in the bonus. The first three times they'd be in the bonus. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation. Madge has it in the backcourt, and he is fouled on the hand check. And Madge will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. 55-42 the score, 1:24 to go. 13-point game into this one, so not over yet.
Fouls on Caleb Jones McCrary, his third personal foul. Team foul number 6.
Okay, so never mind. They called that foul on Jones McCrary. Didn't know where that one was from, so with 1:24 to go, Frizzell going to bring it across the timeline. He has it outside. He's going to drive it to the lane. Can't get it to go, and he'll go to the free throw line with 1:17 to go. So anyway, we were talking about being up here in a suite as Frizzell sets to go to the free throw line as he's had a great game tonight for Kearney. They had us down by right on court side. The problem with that is with a camera and having the video and audio, you couldn't see the whole floor and you couldn't get a good picture of what was going on, almost too close, if you can believe that. So we found our way to a suite. We talked to a couple people here at the arena, and they allowed us to come up in a suite to broadcast the ball game. So we're lucky for that. So we were hoping maybe have Coach Im on after the game. Second free throw is good. 55-43 is our score. They get it into Clark, and Clark is fouled immediately, and he'll come down and shoot free throws. So it's a 12-point game with 1:15 to go. So talking about having Coach Im on after the game, not sure if we'll be able to have him on after the game with us being up in a suite. I don't know if he'll know how to make his way up here or not, as we kind of had to walk our way through the bowels of the arena, so to speak, to get our way up here. But 55-43 the score, 1:15 to go. Clark at the line for a 1-and-1. First one is up and rattles in, rattles out, and Kearney a chance to make this single digits with a bucket here. And inside they go. Hewitt doesn't like what he sees, kicks it back out for Watkins. Watkins is going to go to the lane, and he's going to be fouled on his way to the bucket with 1:03 to go. If Coach Im does come up, if they end up winning this ball game and he gets to come up, I will ask him how much that last 3 minutes, how long that actually felt like it took in his mind, as it was a 22-point contest just a little bit ago, and it is all the way down to 12. And Watkins' free throw rattles home, make it 55-44. It's an 11-point contest now. So one more to go here for Watkins. Chance to make this 10. And that one is good as well. And it's 55-45, a 10-point game with 1:03 to go. Kearney going to show full court pressure again. And Madge set to throw it in as Campbell checks back in for Raytown South. And a timeout called by Ray South with 1:03 to go. So with 1:03 to go here, fourth quarter, 55-45 is our score as we reset things for you. It'll be 1-1 situation. And, you know, Coach, I'm probably just telling this team right here, guys, just get the ball in bounds because they're going to have to foul you. They're down by 10. That's a 4-possession game with just a little over a minute to go in this one. So they're going to try to foul here if Raytown South can get the ball in. You know, the story of this one, if you want to look at it, defensive battle in the first half, just 22-14 was our score at the half. And, you know, it looked like it was going to be a low-scoring contest, which you would have felt favored Kearney, as they like to just be patient, diligent on what they do. But Raytown South was patient and diligent themselves, and they started pulling away. In that third quarter, they outscored them by 4, and then they went on quite a run. They went on an 11-0 run to start the fourth quarter to really put this one out of reach. It got it to a 22-point game at 53-31. And since then, Kearney's been chipping away, but only 1:03 left into this one. And they're going to call a foul on Frizzell.
Fouls on Gavin Frizzell, his second personal foul.
So maybe called the hold on Frizzell. And probably would have got away with it, but just far enough away, they pull that, you know, just a little bit of a pull on a jersey, and that's what happened. So 1:03 to go, 55-45 our score, a 10-point contest. These free throws will help push the lead out, but more than anything, as the free throw is no good, and it remains a 10-point game. Frizzell with it, tries to step back, and a hand check foul going to be called. So a 1-1 situation for Frizzell.
Fouls on Jamar Madge, his second personal foul. Team foul number 9.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Frizzell for trying to keep his team around and draining a couple of threes here in this one late to pull it back close. If he can make the front end of this one, he makes it a 3-possession game. And he misses the front end. He may be out of gas as that one was a little bit short. And Hoffman fouls Des McKinney. And this will be the third straight opportunity for Raytown South with the 1-1.
Team foul number 9.
And Raytown South trying to move to 24-5 on the year and make their first trip to the Final Four since 2002-2003. A lot of people will remember the name of the head coach at that time at Raytown South, Bud Lathrop, the legendary Bud Lathrop. 4 state titles at Raytown South, the last one coming in 2000. And you guys may remember the name of the gentleman, or sorry, 90, I believe. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was 2000 with Javon Crudup. 57-45 as he makes both of those, and Frizzell's 3 is no good. Carpenter with the offensive rebound for Kearney, backs his way in, no good. Rebound inside for Carter of Ray South with 41.9 to go.
That's his second personal foul. Team foul number 10.
So Raytown South probably feeling it a little bit now, up by 12 with 41.9 seconds to go. Sorry, 1990 with Javon Crudup at Raytown South High School. And this will be the 2-shot variety for Raytown South. Carter makes the first one, and that was the important one, as that one made it 58-45. Frizzell going to check out, as he has had a monster game for Kearney, and both free throws go down, make it 59-45. Back to a 14-point contest with 41.9 seconds to go. And Hewitt going to push it up for the Bulldogs of Kearney. Has it on the wing, kick it over the other side for Kearney. On the wing, and the ball goes away, and Madge going to take it coast to coast. Down it goes for the dunk, and that could be your exclamation point right there. 61-45, 19.8 seconds to go, and a timeout on the floor. Raytown South punching a ticket to the Final Four for the first time since 2002, 2003. Three straight trips for Raytown South to the Elite Eight, and finally on the third trip, they knocked that door down and are going to make it back to the Final Four. 16-point lead, 61-45 is the score. So Grandview, Sykeston, Jennings, and the Raytown South Cardinals are your final four teams left in Class 4 in the state of Missouri. Grandview will play Sykeston on Friday evening at Hammond's, John Q. H. Hammond's Arena, or it's one of the two down there. There's two Hammond's Arenas. They'll be playing where SMS, not anymore SMS, but Missouri State plays their basketball. And the nightcap, 7:45, Raytown South will play Jennings. So a little drive in, knocked away, long three coming from from Kearney, no good. The putback is good.
2 points for Dakota Amu.
So Amu knocks it down. Your final score, 61-47. The Raytown South Cardinals are going to the Final Four as they win it over the Kearney Bulldogs. Congratulations to Raytown South.
Great high school basketball game.
And Coach Aaron Eim. I know Coach Eim as I have known him for, I want to say, 12 years now. And he's going to the Final Four for the first time since 2002, 2003, as the team is going to the, they're going out on midcourt. We're gonna mute my microphone for a couple of minutes. We're gonna come back to wrap things up after this. Raytown South going back to the Final Four.
On behalf of William Chrisman and the Missouri State High School Activities Association, we thank all of you for coming. Wish you good night and safe travels.
No, don't worry about it. All right, welcome back. Your final score, 61-47. The Raytown South Cardinals are going to the Final Four for their first time since 2002-2003 when Coach Bud Lathrop was at Raytown South. You know, we've talked a lot about it. I was talking about Coach Eim a little bit ago, and not to try to get too emotional myself, but I've known Coach Eim for several years as he used to be back in Harrisonville. He was the girls' basketball coach at Harrisonville several years ago. Actually, my wife was an assistant under him at Harrisonville. And, you know, I've got a special place in my heart for Raytown South as well, as my wife was an assistant volleyball coach up there for 1 year just a couple of years ago before we had our first child, Braxton, as he was born and she decided to give up coaching, now an administrator. But, you know, it's just you meet so many people over the years doing the broadcast and doing all this fun stuff. And Coach Heim is one of those. I've done Harrisonville games for over a decade, and he was one of the first people that, you know, opened up to me, so to speak, in Harrisonville when I was down there. So to see him succeed after some of the stuff that he had to go through, it's great to see. And I'm proud of him, super proud of him. You know, I consider him a good friend, and I'm glad he broke that door down. He's been the boys coach at Raytown South for the last 3 years. He's won 3 district titles. He's been to the Elite Eight 3 times. This is the 3rd time in a row he made it to the Elite Eight and was able to come out to the Final Four. And it sets up a possible showdown to me, which would be crazy. One of the showdowns that you could see is you could possibly see Grandview and Raytown South, and Coach Ian will be the first to tell me, hey, let's get through the semifinal game first, and I totally understand that. But there's a possibility that 2 teams that are 9 miles apart school-wise could play each other for a state championship. And 2 teams that have played 2 epic battles this year. I was at the one at Raytown South where Grandview was able to pull it out, but then Raytown South was able to turn about as fair play, so to speak, as they were able to turn around and give a loss to Grandview on Grandview's home floor. So it was fun to watch this year. 24-5 now on the year is Coach Eim and his Raytown South Cardinals, and they knocked that door down, first time going to the Final Four since 2002 and 2003. And, you know, you want to talk about a school with success in the basketball arena, it's Raytown South. They've been open since 1962, and they've had 3 head coaches in their history. That tells you about just overall consistency and success within a program. Of course, legendary Bud Lathrop started it all for Raytown South, and they had 4 state titles. But, you know, you just talk about it. Raytown South, you know, you think about them, you think about Bud Lathrop, you think about basketball, and Coach Eim has just brought back that fun to Raytown South as 3 straight trips to the Elite Eight, finally breaking through and going to the Final Four in this one. So, you know, it was a great contest here tonight as Raytown South had to do something it's hard for a lot of teams to do. You got to beat a team 3 games in a row to be able to get to this Final Four. They beat them twice in the regular season, and then the way that Michigan had knocked it out, 3 of the final 8 teams from the Suburban Blue Conference played here tonight, and 2 of them are going to be in the Final Four. So 2 of the 4 teams, 50% of the Final Four in Class 4 comes from the Kansas City Suburban Blue Conference. That tells you how strong that conference is top to bottom when 3 of their members were in the Elite 8 of Class 4. And there's a couple of programs in there that you look at that aren't here that you hear about year in, year out. Platte County, one of them. Belton, one of them. Winnetonka. You know, all of them, top to bottom, that is a strong league. So 61-47 is our final score, as we're maybe going to have Coach Eim up here as we're kind of rolling along here, hoping that he may be able to make his way up here. We're not 100% sure. Jerry actually went looking for him, so we will see if he did get to chase down Coach Eim or not, and if not a big deal. I know that he wants to celebrate with his friends and family and school, so if they can't chase him down, that is no big deal at all. So, again, your final score tonight from the Independence Event Center, Silverstein Ice Center's Arena, 61-47 is the score. So it is a 14-point win for the Raytown South Cardinals here over the Kearney Bulldogs, and they make it to the Final Four. So we shall see if we get Coach Eim up here shortly or not. And like I said, we would love to have him up here if he can come up here and hopefully they don't lock us lock us in up here. Like I said, we were supposed to be down on the court, but we did not have a view of it down there. So nevertheless, and there they are. Coach Eim makes his way up here, and as we get him set up with a headset, I'm going to walk over and give the gentleman a hug. As you know, I'm very proud of them and glad they got a victory here. And I've already got my first question ready for Coach Eim, and hopefully, okay. So we thought we lost him for a second, but he's going to be able to hook everybody up so we can hear, and so Coach Eim can hear me, and hopefully Coach Eim can hear me now. First of all, Coach, congratulations. 3 straight trips to the Elite Eight. You knocked the door down this time, and you're going to the Final Four.
Oh, man, the feeling is indescribable, and I'm just so proud of our kids because, you get to a place, and you had a little adversity there during the game, and some calls weren't going their way, and Kearney kept chipping away, but our defensive foundation is just so tough. I mean, 14 points at half given up, and we knew that they were going to keep trying to shoot threes off of slips and pops and everything else going on, but we kept rebounding. For the most part, we handled ourselves with composure, and it's just great to see those kids, man. They just realized they did something amazing.
Well, I was telling Jerry, I turned around and looked. About 3 minutes ago, you're up 22.
Right.
And I turned around. Next thing you know, it's about 14 or 15. They start fouling, and you could see it tighten up a little bit. And I told Jerry, I said, I'm going to ask Coach Eim if he comes up here how long he thought that last 3 minutes lasted. But it's one of those things. They kind of knew what was coming.
Right.
You knew what the end goal was. So, I mean, 16, 17-year-old kids, you probably get a little nervous in a situation like that. But you said it. They overcame it, and they started knocking down their shots, and they kept their composure, and that's what got you the final score.
Yeah, I wanted to try to ride it out. Savon number 3 there, he tweaked an ankle, and you're up 15. I'm just trying to put some trust in some other guys to finish it out. But then because of the way that they were fouling and going after a couple individual guys, I needed to get him back in there. And really once we had that, it's they were going to hit a couple shots, but we were going to be in control of it.
Well, Frizzell keeping them around, I don't know how many threes he ended up on the night. I think I had him at 6 or 7, and, he kept them around. And we talked about that, before game, that he's going to be their guy that they're going to lean on, and they did again here tonight. But I credit your defense. You wore them down, I felt like, in the entire game, and you saw it with Frizzell when he went to the free throw line, and he missed the front end of that one, and he missed the and one opportunity well short.
Right.
You could just tell he was gassed at that time, and that gives credit to your guys for running him around all night long.
Well, that kid's a warrior, and when you play Kearney, you got to kind of pick and choose what you're going to do. And I thought that we did a good enough job that we kind of made him one-dimensional. Now, they were really good at that one dimension, and he kept hitting threes. But when you're shooting over some of the length that we have, whether it was 6'6" post switching on him or a 6'3" guard, and when he has to defend, some of that strength and quickness and rebounding, that's usually where we get teams. It might be close, and we get to a third quarter where, there's a 3-minute run and we just extend, or fourth quarter and you get a couple turnovers and we just break the dam open. And, tonight I thought we were close and we were hovering on breaking that dam. A couple things, happened, but again, you ride it out. I don't care if it's 2 or 20. They got it done, and for Raytown South to go to a Final Four and be back, it's just so amazing for the community, the school, and I'm just proud of these guys.
First time since 2002, 2003. You talk about it breaking that dam open. It was a 10-point game, I believe, going in the fourth quarter, 9 or 10-point game, 11-0 run to start the fourth quarter. And I think they kind of started to feel it at that point in time. But, for me, I was getting a little sentimental a little bit ago, and I thought I was going to break down on air. But, for as long as I've known you and for everything, I'm proud of you, and I want to congratulate you, but also Raytown South. Obviously, they got a little bit of my heart as well, right. knowing that Angela coached up there for a year. But
right.
Congratulations on a great season, and hey, it's not over. Let's go get 2 more, right?
Thank you, and I just want to say thank you to you and Jerry for making this happen. It's great for the community, and thank you to our district office that stepped up big to provide this for the fans and the community. So let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, let's definitely do. So congratulations again on the Final Four bid,
Thanks,
and we are going to shut things down here from Independence, Missouri. Raytown South going to the Final Four for the first time since 2002-2003.